Man injured in motorcycle and bus collision in Georgetown. Guyana News. A motorcyclist sustained injuries on Friday night after being struck by a minibus at the intersection of Saffron and Sussex Streets in Georgetown. The incident occurred around 7:15 p.m. and was captured on closed-circuit television, CCTV. The footage reveals that the motorcyclist was traveling south and had checked for oncoming traffic before attempting to cross the street. After confirming that the path was clear, he proceeded to cross when a minibus traveling in the opposite lane unexpectedly entered his path, colliding with him and causing him to be thrown from his motorcycle. Following the collision, the injured man was seen lying on the pavement as bystanders rushed to offer assistance. Initial reports indicate that he sustained injuries to his left leg. Authorities are investigating the circumstances surrounding the accident, and further updates will be provided as the situation develops. Magistrate dismisses fraud case against 76-year-old man. Guyana News. In a significant ruling, Senior Magistrate Sunil Scarce has dismissed a fraud charge against 76-year-old Vishnu Mangal, who was accused of obtaining $14,040,000 by false pretenses. The decision was made on Friday at the Diamond Magistrates Court after a no-case submission by Mangal's defense. Mangal was charged with misleading Karan Singh into believing he owned a barge capable of delivering 5,000 tons of stones on March 2, 2023. Mangal denied the allegations upon his first appearance on November 1, 2023, and was granted $100,000 bail. Defense attorney Bernard De Silva argued that Singh had never directly paid money to Mangal or to an account owned by him. Instead, Singh wired the funds to an account in Trinidad associated with New World Transport, a company with which he previously conducted business. During the trial, Singh, the main witness, admitted under cross-examination that he had not made any direct payments to Mangal. The defense contended that Singh's choice to transfer money to a familiar account indicated trust in a business relationship rather than fraudulent intent. De Silva emphasized that Singh had communicated multiple times with Brian Balfour from New World Transport, asserting that the transaction was contractual, not fraudulent. He cited legal precedents to support the argument that the evidence presented by the prosecution was insufficient to establish a case against Mangal. After reviewing the defense's submission, Magistrate Scarce ruled in favor of the no-case argument, concluding that the transaction constituted a contract rather than fraudulent conversion. President warns of accountability at GPL if electricity issues persist. Newsroom. In a stern warning, President Dr. Irfan Ali indicated that a management shakeup at Guyana Power and Light, GPL, Inc. may be imminent if the company fails to resolve ongoing electricity issues by early 2025. During a year-end interview with a group of 5 women journalists, the president emphasized the need for marked improvements by the end of January. If we don't see with these investments, marked improvements by the end of the first quarter, then heads will roll, President Ali stated firmly, highlighting the government's commitment to accountability within the power sector. The president addressed the challenges faced by GPL, noting a lack of investment in the power company from 2015 to 2020 during the previous administration. This shortfall has resulted in a situation where demand consistently outstrips supply, necessitating urgent investments to expand GPL's capacity. To meet the growing demand for electricity, the government has taken steps to source additional power from 2 power ships and is investing in new generators. Efforts are also underway to upgrade the aging transmission and distribution network. I understand the frustration. We're investing to make it better, and we will hold accountable the persons who ought to ensure the system works and works better, President Ali assured citizens. Looking to the future, a major natural gas power project is in development, expected to add an additional 300 megawatts (MW) of power to the national grid, nearly doubling current capacity. The government also aims to revisit plans for a mega hydropower project to further enhance electricity supply. Public servants and pensioners to receive $100,000 cash grant by year's end. Guyana Chronicle. President Dr. Irfan Ali has confirmed that all public servants and pensioners will receive a one-off cash grant of $100,000 before the end of the year. This initiative aims to supplement incomes during the festive season and underscores the administration's commitment to transparency in the distribution process. In a recent discussion with a group of women journalists, President Ali emphasized the importance of coordination among various entities, including the banking system, the Auditor General's Office, the Ministry of Finance, and regional authorities. We're trying to ensure that transparency is built into every aspect of this, he stated, assuring that public servants will receive their checks in a timely manner. The distribution process is already underway, with funds nearly fully dispersed in Region 9 and actively ongoing in Regions 1 and 8. The Bank of Guyana, BOG, and the Guyana Bank for Trade and Industry, GBTI, are collaborating with the Ministry of Finance to facilitate check encashment, especially in areas with limited banking access. Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo revealed that over 221,000 individuals in Region 4 have registered for the grant, with approximately 156,000 already verified and checks being printed for them. Every Guyanese aged 18 and older is eligible for this cash grant, which was initially announced by President Ali on October 16, 2024. The initiative is part of a broader strategy to distribute the country's wealth more inclusively, aiming to place over $60 billion into the hands of citizens. The cash grant has received widespread support from various stakeholders, and the government is committed to ensuring a smooth distribution process, utilizing multiple payment methods, including checks, direct bank transfers, and cash where applicable. The government hopes to complete the distribution by early 2025. President warns GuySuCo management, accountability for sugar production targets. Newsroom, President Dr. Irfan Ali has issued a stern warning to the management of the Guyana Sugar Corporation, GuySuCo, emphasizing that any shortcomings in sugar production targets for 2025 will not be tolerated. During a recent engagement with GuySuCo's management, the president expressed the government's dissatisfaction with the corporation's performance this year. "I've read the riot act to the management of GuySuCo," President Ali stated, underscoring the seriousness of the situation. He stressed that the management team has been tasked with ensuring that production targets are met, particularly since the government has supported the necessary investment plans. If the target for 2025, for the first and second crop, is not achieved, heads will roll, he warned, highlighting the urgency for improvement. The Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union, GAO, reported that GuySuCo produced only 24,711 tons of sugar this year, achieving just 39% of its target of 63,276 tons. With limited time left in the cropping season, the union acknowledged the challenges faced but noted the significant production deficit. President Ali attributed some of the challenges to mismanagement and neglect of the fields and factories by the previous administration, which left the infrastructure in a dilapidated state. He emphasized the need for restoration, maintenance, and investment in both the fields and factories to enhance productivity. Additionally, the president mentioned that a major drought earlier in the year had further impacted sugar production. Armed robbery and shooting incident on Aubrey Barker Road. The Guyana Police Force, GPF, is investigating an armed robbery and shooting incident that occurred around 9:10 p.m. on Friday night on the northern side of Aubrey Barker Road. The incident involved two victims, a 45-year-old female food vendor from Parfait Harmony, West Bank Demerara, and her 15-year-old daughter. During the robbery, the suspects, armed with handguns, approached the victims while they were waiting for transportation. The suspects demanded their belongings, leading the victims to surrender a cell phone valued at $200,000, a gold chain worth $35,000, and various cash and personal items. The suspects have been identified as Carl Roland Reed, a 17-year-old from Tuckville squatting area, now deceased, and another male of African descent, riding a black motorcycle with registration number CL7753. As the robbery unfolded, a 30-year-old supernumerary constable, stationed nearby at a guard hut, intervened. Upon noticing the robbery, he stepped out and was immediately fired upon by one of the suspects. The constable returned fire, discharging his weapon multiple times. Reed was subsequently found on the ground with multiple gunshot wounds, while the other suspect managed to escape on the motorcycle. Investigation findings include 7 9mm spent shells recovered from the scene. The 15-year-old victim's cell phone found in Reed's pants. A black toy gun located near Reed's body. The deceased's body has been sent to Memorial Gardens Funeral Home, awaiting a post-mortem examination. CCTV footage from the area will be reviewed, and police anti-crime patrols have been activated. Officers on motorcycle patrol observed the second suspect fleeing the scene but were unable to apprehend him as he evaded capture. The motorcycle used in the incident has been secured and lodged at the East La Penitence police station. Investigators are conducting interviews with witnesses and taking statements from the victims and the security guard. The investigation is ongoing. No power outages expected for the holidays as second power ship nears completion. Newsroom, the government of Guyana is pleased to announce that the second power ship, docked at the Guyana Sugar Corporation, GuySuCo, terminal in Ruimveldt, is expected to be fully operational before Christmas. This development aims to eliminate power outages during the holiday season. Prime Minister, Brigadier Reddit Mark Phillips, toured the power ship on Sunday morning alongside officials from Guyana Power and Light, GPL. He provided an update to the media, confirming that power will be available as planned for Christmas. In keeping with our promise to the people of Guyana, We are on target to bring additional power for Christmas. Soon we will be connecting to the ship, Prime Minister Phillips stated. The Prime Minister acknowledged the temporary inconveniences caused by controlled power outages during the connection and testing phases, urging the public to remain patient. This is the hard part. We are asking the people to bear with us. All things being equal, there will be no blackout for Christmas, no need for load shedding, he assured. Kesh Nandlall, head of executive management at GPL, indicated that no major issues are anticipated in starting up the ship. The interconnection from the power ship has already been established via a new transmission line. We are conducting protection testing and capacity testing on the vessel, he explained. Baraharjan, Deputy CEO of Strategic Operations at GPL, noted that the connection line spans approximately 3.5 kilometers and includes 22 structures. The power from the ship will inject into the new Georgetown substation and connect to the Sofia location, integrating into the entire grid. This power ship will initially add 60 megawatts MW of capacity to the national grid, with a planned second phase increasing this to 75 megawatts. The power ship is managed by Kalpataru Projects International, one of India's largest engineering and construction firms. Additionally, this power ship complements an earlier 36 megawatts power ship sourced in May to meet increasing local demand. Beyond these temporary solutions, a major natural gas project is in development, expected to provide approximately 300 megawatts of power, nearly doubling the current supply. Glen Lall Christmas wish for a referendum, let's reclaim our oil wealth. Kaider News, Glen Lall, businessman and publisher of Kaider News shared. This Christmas, as you enjoy traditional dishes like pepper pot, baked turkey, and garlic pork, I have a heartfelt wish for all Guyanese, a referendum on the ExxonMobil oil contract. It's time for us to take charge of our oil wealth and reject the scraps being handed to us by the PPP, PNC, and ExxonMobil. What's happening with our oil wealth is not just wrong, it's a betrayal. This situation goes beyond mere words like robbery or looting, it's a profound injustice. The PPP and PNC have sold out Guyana's birthright to ExxonMobil for a pittance, reminiscent of Esau trading his birthright for a bowl of stew. 5 years of oil, still living like beggars. As we marked 5 years of oil production on December 19, 2024, it's clear that Guyana should be flourishing. Instead, we're still borrowing to maintain our operations while ExxonMobil profits immensely. Half the population is left scrambling for a $100,000 cash grant, essentially a Band-Aid solution. Where's the 20%? 14 months ago, ExxonMobil was supposed to return 20% of the Stabroek block to Guyana. This could have been a lifeline for our national debt and could have doubled salaries across the nation. Yet, we are still waiting. This is a national disgrace. No meters, no accountability. Despite 5 years of oil extraction, we have no meters to track what's being taken. Exxon has refused our auditors access to their measurements. Would any honest business partner act this way? Robbing us blind, and no one cares. Audit reports have shown that Exxon is exploiting us, yet our leaders remain silent. Is this leadership, or is it betrayal? Profits funneled elsewhere. Exxon takes the bulk of our oil profits to fund its other projects, leaving us with no say in how our wealth is utilized. Meanwhile, if an oil spill occurs, we will be left to fend for ourselves, with the PPP suggesting we find our own legal recourse. $45 million a day, no taxes. Exxon earns $45 million a day from extracting 650,000 barrels but pays no taxes. When we asked for a windfall tax on these excessive profits, both the PPP and PNC refused. No ring fencing, no millions for you. Due to the lack of ring fencing, Exxon is siphoning billions of dollars annually, money that could have provided significant financial support to every household in Guyana. Exploitation without transparency. Exxon is pocketing billions while refusing to disclose its exploration findings. Our leaders seem more focused on future elections than on addressing these critical issues. Contracts and deals without Guyana's input. Exxon makes substantial decisions without consulting Guyana. In what partnership does one side have complete control while the other remains silent? The final insult. None of these issues require renegotiation. Implementing a windfall tax, establishing meters, and ring-fencing oil projects could all be done swiftly. Yet our leaders refuse to act. The choice is ours. If the PPP and PNC won't take these simple steps, do you really believe they will renegotiate the contract in our favor in 2025? It's time for a referendum. We, the people of Guyana, must decide how our oil wealth is managed.
A Christmas wish for change.
As you celebrate this Christmas, remember that we all deserve better. Our future generations deserve better. Let's demand more for ourselves and for the prosperity of our nation.
Merry Christmas, Guyana.
Let's unite for the brighter future we all deserve.